we are here on our second episode of Blanc Notes, and I'm really excited today because today I've put together a group of really talented people who are doing wonderful, actually, you know what, not just wonderful, great things, not just here in Nassau, but throughout the entire family islands of the Bahamas. We have Julian, we have Jamal, we have Petra, and we also have Lincoln. Unfortunately, one of the guys are missing today, and so in his absence, everyone else is going to fill in and answer my questions and let us know exactly what the group is doing throughout the Bahama land. My first question to you guys, tell me a little bit about yourselves.
Well, my name is Julian Believe. I'm a singer-songwriter here from the island of Nassau, and I'm one of the members of the Corpus group. And our goal is to do some amazing things for our country and to create a paradigm shift in our respective industries. So for me, that's why I'm a part of this movement. And that's a little bit about who Julian is.
Today, my name is Jamal Roll, a celebrity artist. I'm known for doing portraits of notable people such as Oprah, Prince Harry, and the Pope. And I'm happy to be sharing some stuff about Compass with you today.
Petra, the only lady in the group.
Yes, the only lady in the group. My name is Petra Haven, and I am a marketeer and a dance instructor, and I'm one of the members of the Compass group.
My name is Lincoln Deal. Just happy to be here. An entrepreneur, philanthropist. I serve as the national vice chair of a political organization.
How did you guys come together and come up with the idea of the Compass Group? And what is your purpose for the group itself?
So Julian and I were in New York City and just inspired by so much of what was going on. And I remember just having a conversation over many conversations. There's one restaurant.
We was in Red Lobster sitting down in Nelson Mandela's grass.
Yeah.
Right, and we were talking about the role that the relationship that Nelson Mandela had with the Bahamas, and that stirred a conversation with him about just collaborating and being able to do things as a community, young professionals working together to create a paradigm shift, again, in their respective industries. And there's certain things in Africa that he was doing, following in his grandfather's footsteps. And he empowered us and encouraged us to be able to do the same thing.
I think that, then we just came up with some ideas, and just some people came to mind who Julian had known and I've known who we wanted to have conversation with. We made those conversations and we made a connection, and that's how
Pretty much.
it's
Yeah.
born. It is evolving. It's an interesting group of people with diverse backgrounds, diverse opinions.
My perspective.
Yeah. But it's an interesting part of my life. It helps. Sometimes you get to know, wow, interesting perspective. If people ask you what's the purpose of anything, so it's
At least you have an idea of what the purpose of anything can be.
Right.
And to conclude on the reason for Compass, all of what we found is a lot of us locally don't collaborate or don't come together to create anything. And we noticed, like me seeing Miles in his area, me seeing Gil in his area, Jamal, Lincoln, Petra, it only makes sense. A team can do great things. I is not as good as we. So, we just thought it would have been great to just come together, and eventually the concept of what Compass would be about would evolve.
Yeah, why not? Change the status quo, which says Bahamians can't work together. Speaking of Nelson Mandela, one of my favorite quotes is, "It's always impossible until it's done."
So tell me, I read that you guys were supposed to travel to 35 schools, visit 35 schools in the space of, a month?
A little over a month.
Yeah. How was that for you guys? Were you able to cover all 35 schools?
we actually surpassed that.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Originally, the goal would have been 30 schools, Julian.
Mm-hmm.
And so, in our pursuits, more and more schools started calling and asking us to be a part of the tour because they saw the impact that we were having in the different schools, public schools, private schools, in Nassau, New Providence, throughout the islands. And so, slowly but surely, it was really gaining a lot of mileage in a very short time. And so, when we look back, we realized we surpassed this by what, 10, 15, 20 schools.
That's
We
amazing.
did about
Wow.
45 schools.
Yeah.
Wow.
And it wasn't just in New Providence. We did it in Grand
exactly.
Bahama. We went to Abaco. We did Eleuthera. I think there was something that happened in Cat Island. So there were a bunch of things. A bunch of islands that we made sure we impacted. Because one thing we wanted to make sure was that the family of islands felt the love as well. Because I think a lot of things always happen here in Nassau.
Yeah.
And a lot of the love doesn't get outreached, down to our family of islands. So we wanted to make sure that we did, make that journey down to the islands to make sure that they felt the message that
Yeah.
the Compass Group and Reach was wanted to give the schools and wanted to give the students, because it's more just about us coming together as a group. It was about us coming together as a group and working along with other organizations as well to spread a message, to the kids. Believe in yourself. You can do this too. We were in your shoes at one point.
Yes.
And look what you can do with just a little bit of believing. No pun intended.
Tell me what the experience itself was, communicating with children. Does any one of you have any children? No? Now, how was it? What was it like? And was there were there any questions you guys found awkward, unable to answer? Tell me about the experience that you guys had with all of those kids.
It was a great experience. I mean, just to see the looks on the kids' faces when they say, "Hey, Julian, we want to be like you." As an artist, I have a lot of kids who want to be artists. I mean, we travel all around the world, and we have people who follow our work. But it's so fulfilling to have from your own country kids that look up to you, and we're happy to serve as exemplars to show that with hard work and dedication, you can see your dreams through your eyes.
It's amazing when you give kids a platform, what they're able to say and what they're able to do. You have kids as young as 5 years old able to tell you exactly what it is they want to be when they grow up.
Exactly.
And I think it's extremely inspiring to have, over 25,000 kids that we've affected literally be able to tell you, okay, I want to be a police officer when I grow up, and this is what I'm going to do to get there. Or I want to be a singer.
Yeah.
I want to write songs. They're literally able to dictate and articulate to you exactly what it is they want to do, and they look at you and they tell you, you know what, I want to be like you when I grow up.
Yeah.
And it really tugs at your feelings and it really tugs at your heart when you see the impact that we as young behemoths have on these kids.
Yeah.
Because sometimes we just go about our regular average lives like this is normal, and for some people this is not normal. They get up in the morning and they go to work and then they go home.
Yeah.
For most of us here, we don't have a normal day. We don't have a 9 to 5. Each day is extremely different. And so we sometimes operate in our own bubble and in our own shell.
Yeah.
And when we go into the schools and we talk to these kids or we listen to them, and you hear that, oh my God, I saw it when you did this. And it's like, well, how do you know that? So one thing that I know the group's purpose is, we want to be an inspiration to the next generation.
Yeah.
So that's definitely something that us as a team and us as a group want to ensure that anything that we do in any organization that we align ourselves with, that is always one of the platforms, that's always one of the goals. Because for us, it's always about what's next or who's next. Because the next generation is what and who is going to lead this country.
Is there an age bracket?
You mean for us?
Yeah, in terms of the different schools that you visit, or it's
No, it was primary and secondary. So,
primary and secondary.
yeah, and the babies are usually the most heartfelt.
Yeah.
Because everyone is fun and everyone's
most energetic too.
yeah, no, they definitely have the most energy when you go into the schools, and it's infectious.
Yeah.
Like you can't help but when you're standing on the stage, either having a speech with them or watching Julian perform or watching Jamal paint, you can't help but look at them and, sometimes tears build up in your eyes because it's kind of like, oh my God, these kids are looking
Yeah.
up to me. So I have to make sure that I do my best as not only a citizen, but as an adult to be an exemplary example.
Right, and you
for-
don't
for
know
all the
what
kids.
background they're coming from, because I feel as though there are a lot of kids that are being neglected at home, and they wish that they can have just this one person to run to
Yeah.
and talk to and open up and share exactly what's going on, how they feel, how can I do this better, or how can I be better, or am I the one who's doing something wrong? And so being in this group and you guys having different talents, you're a singer, you're an artist, entrepreneur by heart, marketing maven. Like, how do you guys individually put yourself out there and talk to the kids in terms of, trying to figure out, okay, what it is that you want to do? Do you see yourselves at some point opening up like, oh my God, what's the word? A center for the kids, a center for the kids to try and reach out to individuals or those that are interested and wanting to be better? Do you see yourself doing that at some point?
Well, one of the things that I would say is, with the Compass Group, because everyone is in their own field, it's very easy to create a genre or a niche for each individual. And we're running back and forth with a lot of ideas to see how we can really lay a foundation or put our footprints in the sand for the next generation of creatives and for Bahamians across the board. So I definitely think there is room for a lot of new ventures, and we are open. And we are looking to collaborate with the corporate community and anyone who understands that we have to do something to ensure that the kids of our country are in a better position than we were.
Because in today's society, we're losing the kids to violence. We're losing them to peer pressure to do things they don't want to do.
You think so?
I honestly think so. We have kids going to school with guns
I think
and
the parents are losing the kids. I don't think the kids are losing. See, because if we raise the children in a certain way and we empower them,
yes,
they won't be the way that they are.
exactly.
And one of the things that we've learned through the school tour is kids just need to know that someone believes in them.
Yeah.
Someone has hope.
And that someone's there.
You know?
Yes.
And once you pour that love into those children,
Yes.
they're gonna pour that love back out.
Yes.
So if you filter or you pour out to them anger, violence, and crime, you expose them to these things,
Yes.
and then they'll show them the other side of life, then they're gonna rebel and be a product of what they see.
Yes.
So I wouldn't put all
The blame on
The
them.
blame on them.
But one thing that's interesting too is I think Jamal might have mentioned it earlier about the status quo. Usually when you go to school, you're taught that, okay, when you're done, you have to be a doctor or a
The
lawyer.
lawyer, accountant.
There's a lot of other industries out here in the world, not just the Bahamas, but in the world, that we as individuals can partake in. And nowadays, we don't necessarily foster that in our kids or in our youth or in our
Yes.
generation
Yeah.
or the generation behind us. So that's where sometimes I think the rebellion or the rebellious attitude comes from, because
Yeah.
it's like, you know what, if I'm in school and I'm an amazing singer or artist or dancer, I need some place where I can go to foster that talent.
Yes. Yes.
Because at the end of the day, I may not want to be a medical doctor, be a lawyer, or be a policeman. I mean, and those are great fields as well.
Yeah.
But we need to understand that everybody is different, and that was one of the messages throughout the school tour. Different isn't bad; it's just different.
Yeah.
And so we as a group want to be able to make sure that whatever it is that we do goes against the grain, goes against that status quo. We want to be able to quote unquote direct change, which is one of the platforms that we also follow. So that's probably where we're losing the kids, because they feel confined to a box.
Right.
Yes.
Quite often our society has put things in place to stifle creativity. And, as polished as I may sound, I wasn't the most academic. I wasn't.
I think we all probably thought that about ourselves.
I wasn't the most
No, well, I know
academic.
me, I wasn't.
I wanted to do was draw. And so, though we come from the diverse backgrounds, it's very complementary. So everything we, because being creative, entrepreneurship, marketing, it goes
Hand in hand.
Yeah.
Technology.
So we're currently working on some initiatives that we could send it throughout the community. So right now I'm in anticipatory bliss.
At the same time, it's good being that beacon of hope for not just this younger generation, but the public at large. When they're seeing what we're doing in the schools and listening to the message, it's inspiring. One of the messages that I take on the tour is disrupting. I want to encourage these young people to think beyond just the Bahamas. As Peter alluded to, there's so many industries out there that they can participate in, but one, they need to know about it. There needs to be some level of awareness given to these kids to know that they can build an app, like one of our members would tell them. They can start something different, take advantage of the technological advances that the world is giving us. And so it's just being futuristic in our approach to positioning our message.
Yeah. And so since you guys have started, what feedback have you been getting from the society? Have you been receiving any help, any incentives from the government, or you guys have just been doing this all on your own,
Very positive feedback from the community, from very eclectic range from politicians.
Oh, yeah.
Airport.
Yeah, it's
Basically
amazing.
everybody's seeing it. We've had videos that went viral. We've gotten positive feedback. It's very encouraging to get the support from the community.
Right. It's overwhelming because you travel all around the world and you realize that you're a global citizen. You realize that you're an asset to the world, but nothing like really coming home and seeing the response from your peers, the response from the community. They say a prophet is never really welcome in the hometown, but I beg to differ. I feel like if you give the people love, that love gonna come back. And we saw a lot of love, not even going out there looking for it. We just did this because we felt it was the right thing to do, and it's humbling.
Yeah.
Initially with the school tour, it was literally only a handful of schools that we were going to go into. And because of the positive impact and the positive feedback, it went from a handful to 45 schools, over 25,000 kids.
It's amazing.
Across the Bahamas.
That's amazing.
And some of the schools reached out to us. Like, we didn't have to go to them. And you're doing something right when you have people that say, you know what, I don't want you to come here, I need you to come here. These kids need to hear the message that you guys are giving. They need to see our young Bahamian role models come into our schools, stand on a stage with a microphone in their hand and tell them, you know what, I was just like you, maybe a couple years ago, or maybe 20 years ago, however much, I don't want to age any of us here on the couch. but definitely the impact.
It Gil 5 years ago.
No, man, but the impact is amazing, and it's beyond overwhelming when you do something and you don't understand the impact you have. And people tell you, you know what, good job. And it's good to hear that, particularly when you don't want anything in return except to make a difference.
That's amazing. Was it a difficult process, you guys, getting this all started and reaching out to the different principals, or it wasn't difficult at all?
When you have a purpose, and when you want to get something done, you do it.
It's amazing how just all hands on deck. Everybody just dropped, to be a part of this. And nobody really came with no financial agenda. We just use our talents.
Like, it's not easy. Like, by no stretch of the imagination is it easy. But when I said, when it's purpose driven, then you say, you know what, it has to get done. We have to do it because it's not just about us.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's about our kids. It's about our youth. It's about our students. It's about the Bahamas at large. Because like Julian would have alluded to as well, you know, when you travel around the world, you see how other countries impact their youth and what they do. And
Yeah.
that's something that we want to be able to do here in the Bahamas. And if we have to be the ones to do it and put the Bahamas on our back and keep walking,
Yes.
then we'll have to do that.
Yeah.
But you know, the interesting thing is, if you create an idea and you put a team in place, the universe allows everything else to come into effect. And literally, that's what happened with the school tour. We started it and we came in with the concept. The team was there. And as we started to build on it, everything else.
Okay.
Legs and it's right.
Because not just us, to be honest, is not just us that were a part of the school tour. You know, we had a lot of people that work behind the scenes with us. And like I would have said earlier, we partnered with Reach this year to do it.
Yes,
But
I
there
noticed.
were some real unsung heroes behind the scenes that, I mean, they were there morning, noon, and night. And, you know, outside is hot.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Outside is hot.
Nice, we have coat everywhere.
And jumping up and down with the kids is not easy.
Oh, yeah.
So there definitely
And
are
they're
some people.
very energetic.
Yeah, but there's-
Especially the young ones.
Yeah.
Since they was in school, they doing flips and
Oh, yeah, it's been on by.
Yeah.
It's just,
This
you
is
don't
powerful.
expect
This
it.
is powerful.
Yeah, it's powerful.
Yeah. With you guys,
You don't expect it, but you go in there.
with you guys being busy, I know you guys, you have companies to run, you know, paintings to paint,
10
people to
companies and
entertain.
Lincoln's case.
Exactly, you know, how do you guys make the time or find the time to travel around the Bahama Islands and
You make the time for what you want to make the time for.
yeah,
You know, and I think we have a responsibility as young entrepreneurs, young
Yeah.
business people,
Yeah.
young public figures to
Yeah.
go out there and to pay it forward. You know, because at each point in our lives growing up, there was someone who influenced us, who inspired us. So at the end of the day, this is a part of the job, the
Yes.
way that
yes it is.
everything else is.
That's successful. I think when you're successful, you can do what you love and you still have to help each other. You know, we call it quintessential success story.
What is the ultimate goal for Compass Group?
Direct change and change the status quo. Definitely.
Yep. Sure.
Like when you pack everything in one bundle or in one sentence, that's it. Because it's not just one path we want to take.
Yeah.
We want to be able to focus on all industries because all of us have, you know, different backgrounds.
Yeah.
And that there was the genius idea behind putting the group together. You can't just, you know, put the same people who do the
Yes,
same thing. 'Cause
different
then-
talents.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You put different talents together and you're able to impact a bigger group.
And I
Let
think
me just say it has
Uh-huh.
this experience has been amazing. I mean, this is powerful.
I think one of the next thing too is, you know, we're problem solving.
Yes.
You know, there are so many opportunities within our community, within our islands, and we're from our perspective in our different industries, we're looking at the problems and we're finding creative solutions to solve
Yeah.
them as
Yeah.
a group. You know, you don't always have to wait on the government to do
Oh
something.
yeah, you do not.
And so this group is a prime example that you can work together,
Mm-hmm.
put your creative geniuses together, and actually plan, execute, and make things happen.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
a lot of the time people wait for things to happen when in your own circle, in your own pool of networking and friendships,
Mm-hmm.
you can actually direct change.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. And just to add on to what you're saying, you know, in addition to what you guys are doing, like, what do you feel as though needs to be done to further reach out to these young people? What else can be done?
Collaboration, because I think we have some people out there that are already doing some really cool things or some really impactful things. But I think the difference is collaboration. When you put your heads together, more stuff gets done, more people are impacted. So for me, my answer would be collaboration.
Yeah, I think we just need to get our hands dirty, take away
man, just do.
the preconceived notions of dealing with high school students. Because, you know, we've seen people who overcome their fear
Oh yeah.
quickly. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
some people, I mean, I had to grab the mic out there, huh? Like, okay, that's enough talking.
Yeah.
So I feel like once you get in, you would see that the impact that you're making and the energy that is flowing, and you would see that it's all worth it. It's such a fulfilling feeling.
Yeah.
You almost need an environment to foster the collaborations. I think one of the things that we lack, and it's no fault of anyone other than exposure. I think once we find ways to become innovative and creative, collaborate, you're gonna see a different Bahamas. Even like the Bahama Hotel, the Hamans could have came up with this concept if we had empowered one another enough to feel like, you know what, we could do something like this. In our homeland, hometown, I mean, if we wanted to, we could come together. We could have come together and built this ourselves. You know, and not so much use that as an example, but that's how big you need to think.
Yeah. Do you think one of the problems is that in our society, we try to compete as opposed to work together? Because a lot of people are doing some of the same things, and instead of coming together and trying to see, how best we can take this to another level, we compete amongst one another, and that holds you back.
It does.
Competing.
Because, like we said, if you want to go far, go together. If you want to go fast, go alone.
Exactly.
And so basically, that's basically the same concept.
Yeah.
We've been able to tackle 45 schools, a few different islands, 25,000 kids because we went together. None of us could have done it alone.
Yeah.
And then even with us as a group, we could not have done it without other people's help as well.
Yeah.
Correct.
So literally collaboration is what everybody needs to do to succeed.
Yeah.
Because, I may have a cool idea today, but Jamal may say, okay, well, P, let's try it this way.
Yeah.
Which is likely.
Yeah.
So sometimes when you have more than one person working on something, you do get further, and it's about longevity. It's not about the right now. It's about future.
Yeah.
As Bahamians, we gotta get away from that. Like competing with each other.
Yeah.
Let's compete against the world.
Small-mindedness. Yeah. Yeah.
Think big.
You know what it is for me? As a musician and us not having a platform to expose our talents locally. Growing up, I mean, as a teenager, I wanted to move. I wanted to leave the Bahamas and never come back.
Wow.
But after traveling and seeing the world, everyone who has success in these places where I dreamt of living wanted to come to the Bahamas and live here and retire here. So for me, that made me look at the Bahamas in a completely different light. It made me realize that, we truly have something special. And we may not realize it because we don't ever leave here to see what else the world has to offer.
Yeah.
And that's why, to me, it's important for the Compass Group to push these initiatives and to execute and inspire, because young Bahamians as a whole just need to really see what they're worth, and understand what we're worth as a country.
And we have a lot of talented
You'll be
Bahamians here.
surprised.
There are a lot of talented Bahamians here.
Going into these schools and just some of the young singers and even the young performers that we would say, just take the mic and you sing.
Lots of talents.
It's amazing. And every school. I really hate y'all.
I want to know what the joke is over here.
I try to figure out.
What is the joke over here? I want to know.
Listen, we just thinking back at some of those schools, man. And the kids are
just very nice stuff over here.
You got to share the joke amongst us all.
No, we went to, one of the things that really took us was going to the Beacon School in Freeport. And this was a school for special needs kids. But they had a sense of humor. They had a passion. They had a love. Organic. It was just
I'm not a care in the world.
Yeah, and it wasn't a judgmental thing. These kids just was happy to know that a group of people cared enough to come and see them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it felt good to shepherd them.
Yeah.
You know, and to empower them to feel like, you know what, Spike, whatever challenges we may have, we still could be something.
Yeah.
You know?
So do you guys plan on taking the Compass Group internationally? You know, taking some kids with you, traveling around the world, and exposing them to the different things that the world has to offer?
One of the things that we found value in is international partnerships and relationships. So we actually have a close relationship with Michael Williams, the actor out of New York. We also partnered with organizations like Rotary Club, and we have, and it depends on which genre of kids or demographic. Kids, we talk about musicians, we have opportunities. Entrepreneurs, we have opportunities. Tech kids, we have opportunities. Marketers and dancers, art. So, I mean, we do have a lot of plans, but for us, it's solidifying the foundation here in the Bahamas first, and allowing the international partners to come to the Bahamas.
Yes.
Because this is where the gold is.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And once we're able to manufacture that gold and polish it, then we'll export it.
Yeah, we have a lot of international connections we like to involve with kids. One of the things that Michael K. Williams will be doing is his plan is to film a show with kids with troubled backgrounds, because he have a story of where he came from and he feel like he wants to give back to the Bahamas. A lot of people don't know that his mom was Jamaican. Yeah, so he want to give back as a Hollywood actor. He want to involve companies like HBO. He giving them too much of these. Just say, you know, we want to be doing some stuff.
Just know that this is powerful.
This is powerful.
And then too, you know, it's really nice to be able to take a handful of kids to go with you somewhere, but it's even more impactful to bring those international contacts here, so you affect a larger audience.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we're definitely going to be initiating a lot of programs in partnerships with a lot of international persons and organizations to kind of foster that relationship home.
Yeah.
And then, as Julian said, export it from there.
Yes.
You know, so we're putting tangible programs in place now to have a follow-up from the school for the kids. And so it's not just going into these schools. We're going to have follow-up seminars, programs, and the like. You know, the list goes on.
Yeah. So I'm at the end of, you know, our conversation. Do you want to?
Just wanted to let you know that we decided to do a finale in June 9th. Here in Nassau, June 10th in Freeport, where we bring all of the schools together in one place.
Oh, wow.
And we do big, the same concept,
Yeah.
motivational speeches and empowering the youth. But we also have Salento, the kid that sings Watch Me Whip.
Yes.
He'll be performing.
Oh, yeah.
He'll be performing with us for the kids.
You know what would be really nice? If you could find a few kids that are brave enough, you know, who has a story to tell. I feel as though there are a lot of kids that have stories to tell. When I was in high school, I was friends with someone, you know, I don't really want to go into details, but she went through some things that never should have happened. And up to this day, you know, she always talks about it. This is what happened to me. I wish I had someone to talk to. You know, and so she puts those things out there to try and reach out to young women and encourage them and stuff like that. You know, do you guys want to do something like that? Do you think anyone would be interested?
Yeah, no, it's like I said, one thing that we want to do is be able to foster the kids.
Yeah.
And we recognize also that with this school tour, some people just want someone to listen to them.
Yes.
And even like after our program would be done at the school, we would hang around for, you know, maybe about 30 minutes to an hour, depending on how many kids actually talk to us. And it's just amazing the stories that they tell. And we have to really recognize that some kids come from some real humble backgrounds.
Oh yeah, very.
And sometimes coming to school for them is a difference between life and death.
Oh yeah.
So we kind of sort of already started the whole mentoring thing, because we followed up with some of the kids already. So it's definitely something that we want to be able to continue as part of our program, because when, like I said, when we started this whole school tour thing, it just started off as, we want to be able to just talk to these kids,
Yeah.
and then it turned into something
Much greater.
completely,
Yeah.
not even completely different, but much bigger
Yeah.
than I think any one of us sitting on this couch or any one of our unsung
Anticipated,
heroes
yeah.
could anticipate.
Yeah.
Because, like I said, sometimes just that listening ear
Oh, yeah.
is what's needed.
Yeah. So we're definitely at the end. I've had you guys sitting on this couch for way over half an hour now. What words of encouragement do you have for our viewers today?
You want to start?
I think we all share the same vision. At the end of the day, let's collaborate. Let's work together.
Yes.
Let's believe in ourselves.
Yes.
And let's take our talents and our gifts to the world.
Yes.
Let's not keep it.
I like to just tell all the youths to, don't let nobody tell you that you can't be what you want to be. People told me that artists are dumb subject and I wouldn't make it far as an artist. And I've done portraits with people like Oprah Patari, being on CBS,
Wow.
NBC, CNN, and now I'm on the wire. I made it, so, I made it. So I just wanted to tell you to never give up.
Yes.
Come on. Dream big, think big, do big. Just,
Yeah.
That's
And I'm
Look
a
at-
local DA.
so you got me the DA.
But definitely, I'm all about promoting the message of disrupting the status quo. Let no one and nothing stop you from pursuing a particular dream, goal, or aspiration. And no matter how many times you fail, because my story, as I
Oh,
tell
yeah.
in most of the schools,
Yes.
is a story of trial and error. But that is what makes the fight and the end goal even sweeter. So just
A lot
keep
more
pushing,
rewarding.
Just keep going, and above all, keep going first.
Well, I want to
Amen.
thank you guys for coming and making
Thank
the
you for
time
having
to
us.
meet me
Thank
here
you so
today.
much for having us.
Thank you.
Just
Continue
enjoy
to
it
do
more
it.
than you would ever
Thank you,
imagine.
thank you.
Think big. Would you say think big?
Dream big,
Dream
think
big.
big, and do big.
Yeah, all of that,
Really,
don't forget
she's
that.
really doing a phenomenal job.
Thank you. I
Um,
appreciate it.
I think we met
This couple times.
Help me a piece.
several months ago, but she's a dynamic young lady, and I have
sure
the
is.
utmost respect and appreciation for what she's doing in the community and with the blog.
Oh,
So,
thank you.
Yeah, no man.
She's gonna make me cry in front of the camera. But thank you so much.
Yeah, man.
We
Thank
wanna
you
wish
for
you
having
luck.
One day at a time, you know.
Be encouraged. So we want to just be encouraged.
Hi,
Keep
Mom.
pushing.
Thank you.